Well, hello, Governor. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. And yes, this will probably be the least of the most awful accents that you will hear. Welcome to Jack Squarepeg's channel, where we're going to go up to apples and pears, innit? And we're going to play some Rivers of London then. How's it going, everybody? We're going to be playing some Rivers of London today. I'm very excited to introduce you all to my players and introduce you to this wonderful system based on the books by Ben Aranovich. I'm going to do Ash a favor because they are having an internal panic and let them go last as far as introducing themselves. So Cam, if you could introduce yourself and who you are playing today, please.
No worries. I am Cam. I am one of Jack's players that we play every second Tuesday, and I'll be playing Jordan Schneider, a doctor and ex-rugby player.
Wonderbar. Excellent. And let's go with Nick. Nick, who are you and who are you playing today?
How's it going? I'm Nick. I'm semi-regular on Jack's channel. I'm playing Eli Venturi, the lecturer of history. I come all the way from Kent, but I live in London.
Absolutely. Yep. Bunny, could you describe yourself and who you're playing today?
Hi, I'm Bunny. I'm back for something very different. Last time
Yes.
was horror.
Yes.
Now we're in a bit of magic realism. So I'm playing Jules Garland. She's a bit of a kickabout London, does what she can to get by. The whole city is her house.
Wonderful. Excellent. No notes. Roe, who are you and who are you playing today?
Hi, I'm RoeRowe. I'm a Perth-based educator and theatre maker. I'm popping my link tree in chat where you can get tickets to my next show. Yay! I am on Jack Squarepeg's Trouble Over Younger series, and you can also find me over on Corsairs Cove. And today I'll be playing Nafisa Jones, a very young police officer who has been accepted into the Newtonian Magic program, which is very exciting.
Yes, very much so. And Ash, who are you and who are you playing today?
Hi. Hi.
We love you.
Ash.
You're doing great.
I'm sick to my stomach. It's fine. Like.
Yeah, you're all right.
I'm just a little guy here to play some games with some cool folks. I'll be playing Morgan Amans today, who is also just a little guy.
Oh.
He's someone who there's someone who grew up in a private boarding school. Felt a connection with sword fighting and then with police work. So that's all I got for you. There's just a little bit of magic, a little bit of investigating, and much more smarts than I've got in my brain. So this will be fun.
Fantastic. And as for me, welcome to the channel if you just come here. I assume most of you know who I am. This is my channel. I run tabletop RPGs predominantly within the Chaosium basic role-playing system. It's a favorite of mine, and I've infected the players. In fact, I heard from the horse's mouth directly from Cam, just like, I missed this system. And I'm like, yes, good. So
It's a good system.
it is a good system. It's just one of those things that, like, you know, it's kind of like I am the opposite of what I was in my youth when it comes to bands and things like that. Like, which is to say, like, maybe you were this friend or you had this friend where they're like, oh yeah, they were good until they got popular. Well, what they liked was the fact that it was their band, and then they could tell people they wanted to know about them, and then they'll know. I'm the opposite. I want everyone to know. I want it to be spread far and wide. So here we are. We are playing Rivers of London today. We're probably going to get right into it because no time like the present. We are going to quickly adjust the sound while I have a moment. I'm going to turn up the rain because we're in London. And let me tell you a little bit about this game. So this game is set, the year is 2016. Hello, Scarlett. And it is London as you know it. There is no discernible differences. You are all people who work for an organization known as the Folly. All of that I will explain as we go, but the best way I describe this game is it's The Bill and Hot Fuzz meets Supernatural, the television show. Basically, magic exists. The difference is that magic was discovered by Isaac Newton himself. So magic is using Newtonian physics, and physics and magic are not that dissimilar. With that said, everything else we will learn as we go. For those who are new to the channel, we do this a lot. I will take these players who've never played a game before and show them, and in so doing, hopefully show you how the game works. So with that said, we're going to cut straight to the action with a phone call at 1 in the morning. So what I'm going to get Ash to do, please, can I get you to roll a d6 for me and just re-roll if you get a 6?
I got a 5.
I was expecting more of a preamble there. I took a sip of drink. That's my fault. Nick, Eli, you are the one that is closest to the phone. You're all crashing for reasons that are your own in the Folly headquarters, which is right by Bedford Place, which incidentally, if you look it up, it's gorgeous. That little part of London is really fucking beautiful. But it's 1 in the morning. You are the first one woken up. Everyone else who is in this call is currently here as well, crashing overnight at the headquarters, but you're the one that's first woken up by the phone. That customarily goes bring, 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 bring.
Hello?
Morning. This is Sergeant Jagat Kumar of the British Transport Police. I'm your Falcon liaison officer. Who am I speaking to, please? He seems a lot more awake than you are.
Is it morning?
Just.
Yeah, this is Eli Venturini.
Hang on. The professor? The historian?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I've got my little notepad here. All right, fantastic. Sorry to... Sounds like I've woken you. Wish I was in bed myself, to be honest with you.
I wish I was too.
There's been an incident on the London Underground. About 45 minutes ago, one of the patrolmen saw something that frightened the life out of him down in the old British Museum station. I need you and your people to come and have a look and get a witness statement, decide whether this case is Falcon related. But from what he just told me, I suspect it's going to be one of yours. Power goes back on at 5 in the morning, so we need to deal with this as quickly as possible, which is why I'm calling you now. Again, I apologise, but time is of the essence here. We can't let the city go without power. We can't have the trains not running at 5 in the morning. So I need you folks to get your people together. Meet me at Holborn Station in 20 minutes, yeah? Cheers. Very efficient, and he leaves you to it. For the sake of brevity here, you get yourself together. Once you guys heard the phone ringing, you all know that it's time to work. So you get yourselves together and you meet at the front door. Roe has just disappeared and then reappeared. Intriguing. Magic. With that said, would you guys mind if you guys could describe sort of what it is your characters look like and their temperament? If you imagine them being woken up at 1 in the morning. I will say, for all of you, you are city professionals. This is not the first, nor will it be the last time that you will be put out on a call. So with that said, let's just... I assume you guys can see the same order that I can. So we'll go starting at bottom left and then around the rainbow. So starting with Cam, Roe, Ash, Bunny, and then Nick, right? Cam, could you describe sort of what you look like and as in like physically and what you look like given that you have been woken at 1 in the morning? And what are you dressed in? What's your uniform, if any?
Jordan would stand up and just sort of feel his hair, notice that it's a bit out of place, and he's still got the wax in from the night before, and he just starts to straighten it up. He's very tall, more on the handsome side, and really built. So like you can tell he was an athlete before he became a doctor. He just sort of sighs a little bit, walks over to his little cupboard, opens it up, sprays some cologne on, and puts his sort of doctor's jacket on, grabs his booklets and everything, puts it into his little bag, and looks over at Eli and goes, "Another call."
Another day.
Excellent. Roe,
Nafisa is,
you're super quiet, my friend.
oh,
I don't
okay,
know what's
tried to
happened.
change it round. Is that better?
Mm,
That's why I
no.
just wait.
Wait, lead me into the shadow realm.
Is that better?
No.
Oh, okay. One more try. I'm going to disappear again. Wait.
What? That's good.
Is that better?
I suppose. Are you using the Are you using the?
Microphone right here.
Yeah, that's not the one. That's not the right mic.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to find.
Yep, it's not it.
Wait.
Fucking Christ. Could I get everyone while this is happening, as we are going through tech part 2, to please give me a second, bro. To put in their character's profession as well as I've done with Cam, if you don't mind. One more time, Ro, please.
It should be this one. Is it not this one?
I don't know. I
I
don't.
don't fucking know. Can you hear me or not?
Very
You sound like
quiet.
you're in a
You're
different
more
room.
quiet now, and I don't know why.
Quiet. Oh, I don't know. All right. Well, what if I do this and then I'll fix it after?
That's
We
better.
can hear you.
Because if you can't hear me right now, then we're all fucked.
I can sort of hear you, but for some reason you're quieter. I don't know why.
This shouldn't be quiet because I'm right in. I'm very loud in my ears, but that's okay. I'll fix it later.
Welcome to Road Talk Tech.
Nafisa is lying on a couch with a book over her chest because she's fallen asleep studying. So she kind of, as soon as she comes to, she's like, "Oh, right, yes, what? Yes, magic pile, page 3, 5, answer, what? Oh, yes, sir, at the ready." And then she is awake again and totally with it and ready to go and looks like she does not have her hair out of place.
Excellent.
And I'm gonna
Nafisa,
keep
if
trying to
you
fix
can
that, so
add police to your character tab, that would be great. If you click
Yes,
on the
sir.
thing in StreamYard, one of those. Ash, could you describe your character and what they look like and their temperament, please?
Yes, of course. Bear with me while I.
That's okay. Let's go to Bunny. Bunny.
So Jules, very dark hair, sort of slight build, biker jacket, jeans, Doc Martens. Waking up at 1 a.m, not really a problem for her. She's a bit like, again, gotta move. She's just an opportunist in London is probably the best way to describe her.
Excellent. And I think you have like a specific thing. It's like a layabout, a workabout. I can't remember the term. Chancer. Could you please pop that down, please?
Chancer.
A chancer. Thank you. Ash, are you good to go?
Sure. Look, I am stressed, but let's do this.
That's okay. Is it there?
Yeah, no, it's here. It's cool.
Sweet.
I got it. Thank you for bearing with me there.
No. Okay.
Morgan is someone who's like rounder in appearance, but it's deceptive. It's very much like hidden strength kind of thing.
Sure.
They spent most of their time after their boarding school sword fighting prior to joining the police, so it is very much a lean build kind of thing. I would imagine that they'd be someone who's very annoyed but resigned at being woken at 1 in the morning because yeah, it's not the first time, it won't be the last, but god
No.
fucking damn it, let me sleep. Like, so yeah, it's very much just almost a reserved kind of.
Hmm.
And let's do this.
And what is
yeah.
your profession on the sheet?
Yes, my profession on the sheet. That's a good question. It says police officer under
Police,
occupation.
there you go.
Like,
So you can just pop it like Nafisa has. Fantastic.
gotcha.
Nick, could you describe your character, please? Yes, Mr. Live Producer, I've added some gain, so that should fix it.
Eli is a much leaner, much older gentleman than everyone around him. He's about 49, 50 years of age. He's got a nice shock of silver through his swept-back pomaded hair and a full Van Dyke going on.
Sick.
Yeah, you can tell he's definitely come from some sort of wealth, the way he holds himself, shoulders back, standing up tall at all times. Even at 1 o'clock in the morning, he's still posturing on the phone, just right.
Very Doctor Strange from memory when I looked at the picture. Yeah.
It does remind me of that, yes.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So you guys pile into a vehicle, probably a van of some kind. I imagine Jules seems like the person that would probably insist on driving. I just get that impression. And you guys make your way to the Holborn station. And waiting for you there, you see this gentleman on the stream. If you want to have a quick looky-loo. He's on the right-hand side. That is Ashke Kumar. And Kumar looks at all of you as you pile out. Kumar looks at you as you pile out and says, all right, good morning. Oh, we got the dog. There we go. Yeah, this dog loves being Spider-Man. I've met this dog. They love being on shoulders. I don't know what the deal is with that dog, but yeah.
She did it as a puppy, and we thought it was cute and didn't stop her, and now
you
we
encouraged her,
can't.
yeah.
It's too late. Hi.
Yeah.
Yes. You want a drop? No?
I
You want
don't
my
know what
nuggets?
I want.
She wants my food, is what she wants.
Ah, yes, of course. All right, so Kumar sees you all piling out of the car and says, good morning. All right, so couple of things before we get going in here. This fella, as far as we know, hasn't done anything wrong. Try and be easy on him, right? He's had a bit of a shock. I'm no doctor, Jordan. What's the last name of the doctor, please, Cam?
Schneider.
Dr. Schneider. I'm no doctor myself, but I wouldn't be surprised. One way or another, I'm not going to give you any information here myself. I'd rather you have your own opinions. I don't want to colour yours. He's downstairs. All I ask is that you be gentle with him. I'd like to send him home as quickly as possible. You're not in a rush as far as speaking to him. His name is Bruce Buckler, and he works on the line. So he's had a bit of a shock, as I said, so just go easy on him. I will be in the room, of course, but I'm not going to interfere. I'm just going to introduce you, and you can do what you folks do. Fair enough?
Sounds like a plan.
No. So he takes you through, and as you do so, can I actually get if anyone has a skill in research, they may make a research roll. This is just background information that you may or may not know.
About London?
About London, correct.
Okay.
I passed on my one.
Okay.
Is it just the D100s we're rolling?
Yes. So with the Rivers of London game, you roll 2d10s. I'm showing the audience just in case. And the 2 digits is the tens, and the single digits is the singles. So 202 means 22.
I would like to spend 1 luck point, please.
Okay.
To thieves.
Yes, absolutely. But you need to Subway sandwich your microphone next time, bro.
Oh, for fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to spend 1 luck point, please, and this is fucked, and I'm just going to do this the rest of the show.
And welcome back to
have to,
Roe on the
I'm sorry.
radio.
Yes. Okay, absolutely. So I'm
Bubble
going
below.
put those to the side. Ro, you got inspiration, by the way. So if
I
you
saw that.
from
Thanks, Tony.
So thank you, Tony. You can redeem inspiration in chat for those who would like to do so. So I'm going to bank some of these. Bunny, did you pass? Because I think you have an advantage or something when it comes
Is
to
it above
London,
or
correct?
below the number?
Below is what you want.
No, but I've got knowledge London and a bonus die to navigating, so not
Right,
really
so you did not
research,
pass
so
that one. That's
no, not
okay.
pass.
Eli, did we pass?
Yes, regular pass.
Okay. So under the circumstances, what I'm going to basically say is that you, out of the two of you, between Nafisa and Eli, I'm going to give you this information because it makes more sense for you to have it. And Nafisa, I'm going to bank that success and mention it to you for further information down the track. So you're entering into Holborn Museum. You would know that this was actually for lack of a better word, a replacement station. This was a station that was sort of competing at one point with the British Museum station. The station itself was closed down, and Holborn Station is the only station that is nearby the British Museum at this point. But the British Museum station did, in fact, fun fact for you, continue to serve London even after its closure in 1933. Incidentally, on my birthday, 24th September 1933. The station was used as a bomb shelter in the Second World War. The First World War as well, but the Second World War in predominance. And it was a place for families to go and everybody else. It closed sometime following the war. The station was repurposed yet again, this time as an emergency command post and administrative offices for the military. These closed sometime during the 1960s. The walls between the platforms and the lines were removed, along with the platforms themselves, and the station became a storage area. The station building on the eastern corner of Bloomsbury Court and High Holborn survived until 1989, when it was demolished to make way for a new development blocking all access from street level. It's also a place that has some rumors attached to it. However, I'm going to say that you probably, in your pre-Folly days, didn't take as much heed of that. And so these days you might be like, oh, that actually might have been useful, but you don't know off the top of your head. You just know they exist, if that makes sense. So anyway, Kumar takes you down, and sitting in like a sort of windowed room, you can see this gentleman, and it's on stream. You can see that his expression kind of says it all. He's holding a cup of tea, and he looks a little spaced out. Kumar takes you through and says, Mr. Buckler, these are my associates. They're going to have a chat with you now. When am I going home? Of that, just as soon as we can, sir. These people are specialists. They have some questions for you. I promise that I'll step in if they get too rough. All right. It's like he's clearly trying to joke, and Bruce is like, what? Anyway, with that said, he kind of takes a seat over in the corner of the room, and he kind of indicates to you that whoever would like to can begin. I'm going to quickly ask everyone to stand by for just a moment as I quickly drag this over. And I'm going to, just because I want to have a copy of the character sheet available to me, so that way I can just ask for the skills. There we go. All right. So I would like everyone. I would like everyone to make an observation test, please. Sorry, no. I'd like the doctor to make a observation test, unless you
Yep.
have sense fastigia, in which case go ahead and roll that. For everybody else, if you have sense fastigia, go ahead and give it a roll.
My observation is better. Can I roll for that one?
You may. Yep.
Cool.
I failed both.
Okay.
That was a hard success for the doctor.
Okay.
I
For
also
observation,
had a hard
Yep.
success for sense fastigia.
fastigia. Yeah. Okay.
Hard success for the lecturer on sense fastigia as well.
Okay. Easy.
I'd like to reiterate that I've not used this system, so beyond rolling the D100, I've no idea how this works.
So you want to get under the skill, the big number.
Okay.
So which skill were you rolling for?
I heard sense fastigia and then I was like, fuck.
Yep.
So,
Yep, sure. Did you already roll?
I did, yeah, and I got an
Uh-huh.
88, which is above the big number.
Yes.
So, that's
So
a
that
fail,
means
right?
that you failed in this case. That's okay. All
Cool.
good.
I'm following.
No, you're good. No, you literally, now that you've got that, that's literally most of the game. So don't
Oh,
stress.
okay.
Yeah,
I bet.
yeah. No proficiency
Follow up.
bonuses here,
What's to do
baby.
with the
It's all
half stuff?
pretty straightforward.
What's the full and half? What does that mean?
Right, so I can explain that. So you can either get a regular success, which means getting under the number, or you can get a hard success, which means getting half or lower. So it's a better success. Yeah. Technically speaking, I think this one calls it a special success. They like to change it, but because I'm a Call of Cthulhu player, I just say hard success. It's much faster.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, so as you make your way in, Doctor, this guy's clearly suffering shock. He is not doing well. He is holding this cup of tea, and he doesn't seem to notice that it's splashing a little bit on his leg. Like it's rattling around. For those who did the sense fastigia roll, let me see. Yeah, so yeah, okay. Yeah, for sense fastigia, those who passed, you detect the faint scent of frankincense and cedar oil around Buckler. Okay? So, for context, what it basically means is you've got like this magical nose,
Signature.
for lack of a better word. You can pick up things that aren't technically there, but are there almost psychically, if that makes sense. Like it's psychic energy. It can be smells, it can be other things, but it's kind of picking up on stuff that they might have encountered, or something might be following that, like something might be following them that has these smells, etc. Kind of like how would I put this?
Another way to put it is
Yeah,
fastigia
go
is
ahead.
kind of like a signature. Like
Yeah,
a signature
good way to
attached
put it.
to a person or a thing or a moment or a place is probably a good way to put it as well.
Guess who reads the books as well? Good old Bunny. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, so that is what you gather. Now, all of you are professionals. It kind of depends on how you want to start, right? Because I would imagine you can sort of see on Jordan's face that he's picked up something. So in whatever order you would like, you think would be appropriate, you may start approaching this guy. There are 5 of you. so Bruce is a little, like, he's sitting down. He looks like a big enough bloke, but he's definitely like a little out of sorts to
Right.
begin with, and then these 5 people, you know what I mean? So
As we walk in, Eli would just kind of just lean towards Nafisa and just, did you smell that?
Yes, I do.
There was frankincense and cedar oil.
while you two are having that conversation, Jordan, did you want to approach maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, having that conversation, I want to approach and kind of thinking I might try and use my common skill on social, just to ease his hand and go, it's all right. It's all right. You can calm down.
You can roll if you would like to, but tell me
Yeah.
what you're doing. Tell me what you say to him, right? Because you're trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
You know nothing at the moment. So you could basically, like, check on his welfare first, if you think that's more appropriate, or
Actually, yeah.
So it's up to you. It's
Yeah,
what you think the character would do.
I'll steady his hand,
Okay.
and I
So
want
you're
to
reaching
use.
out towards him. Okay. He's a
Yeah.
little put off, but he's like, oh,
I just want to steady his hand so he's not spilling more tea on himself.
Oh,
So that
sorry.
probably won't be comfortable.
yeah.
And can I use medicine just to see if there's any injuries or anything on him?
No roll required. He doesn't look injured. He just looks like he needs to go home. He's had a bad shock.
In that case, I want to, because he's probably sitting down, so I'll kneel
Yeah.
down
Mm-hmm.
to his level, and I'll
Okay.
be like, can you tell me what you saw? My friends and I are sent here to investigate, and I need to know what you saw.
When that was said, Eli would just pull out his notebook and his pen and just start recording everything from the conversation that happens.
Jules will sort of come up beside the doctor and sort of reach for the cup of tea. And go, been a long night. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
take that.
Yeah, a little bit.
What time did you start?
Well, this wasn't my shift. I picked it up. They needed a hand on the British Museum line, so.
Well, that's hard picking up a shift. You need the money.
Well, no, it was more just no one was doing it, so I put my hand up. It's all right. Give me a read person, whoever would like to.
Read.
No. Dice are not in my favour.
Okay.
Hard success for
Okay.
the doctor.
You how you're speaking to him is perfectly fine, but he's definitely holding something back. And that may be because he doesn't know you. It could be because he doesn't trust you. It could be because he thinks that it's stupid, which is more likely, given that you work in the supernatural realm. So the trick, you get the feeling, would be that you need to basically make him feel at ease enough that he can speak to you. And as it is, he will give you the information as he believes that people will sort of take it as such. And you get the feeling that it's not a small amount of denial that he's probably under as well. So you've got to walk that tightrope of trying to make him comfortable, essentially.
There is nothing you can't tell us that we probably haven't seen before. We're a very special group of people that have been hired to investigate. We just need to know what you saw, no matter how far-fetched it can sound, and then we can try and, investigate on it and fix it.
London's such a weird city, so I swear I saw trolls under the bridge.
What?
Yeah. And goblins in the markets, I swear.
And goblins.
Yeah, they've got nice little sharp teeth.
You know, the bad guys out here nowadays, they've got all sorts of tools at their disposal. Like, they make you think you see things. So if you just tell us what you did see, we can get to the bottom of what happened. So don't stress about it, eh?
I'm trying to indicate.
Microphone.
God damn it!
Meanwhile,
I was like,
everyone's
what?
going to
That's
get the
not
shit out of me
right.
doing this.
Yeah.
Did you hear none of that?
No, I heard
We
it,
did
but it
hear
was
it,
like
that's
talking
quiet.
to a mouse in another room. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, it's all good. Okay. Give me a social roll, Bunny and Roe, please.
No.
No. Have I mentioned
You are
today?
inspired.
Have I mentioned
How much?
how much I hate low rolling games?
Yes. Yes, I think once or twice.
Yes, I'll use my inspiration, please.
Okay, please go ahead.
Have I mentioned?
There you go.
How much I hate holding this microphone.
Yeah.
How much I hate low rolling games. No, literally, I just rolled 93 twice.
Okay.
Wow.
In that case, yeah, it's a situation where you, I will tell you this for free, that the role kind of proved it, pushing him to talk about supernatural stuff, like probably like he doesn't necessarily. Don't forget, you guys are weird, right? You believe in this shit. He
Really?
doesn't necessarily, right? So it's a situation where it's not about, hey, it's weird. It's probably he doesn't really like. He's going into, I probably didn't see it either. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about. It's not about. Just tell us. It'll be fine. It's he's uncomfortable in this situation, right?
Okay. Yep.
I'm someone who can do magic. Is there like a party trick essentially that I could do just to be like, whatever you've got to say, we'll believe you?
Give me an intelligence roll,
Great.
Ash.
That's a me. Is 19.
So it's up the top. You got a 92. You guys are rolling like anus.
92.
Okay. Well,
What a day to be alive.
So, you took over this shift, eh? So, what was going on tonight? What's the shift for? What do you do, sir?
well, I'm like a safety inspector, I suppose is the best way to put it. I kind of walk the line, the power's off, and I just make sure there's no obstructions on the line and report any squatters, things like that. You know? And well, like I told the sergeant, I saw something, but you know, if it's all right, Mr. Sergeant Kumar, I'd like to take it back. It's probably nothing. And Kumar kind of chews his lip a little bit, and he goes, "Okay, so you don't think you saw?" And he's like he's trying not to color it, but he's like, "You don't think you saw it now?" Well, I mean, the doctor's here and he's looking at me funny, and these people are here. And
Bruce. We all saw things we thought were magical. I mean, look at Maradona's goal in the football.
I'll repeat what I said, Nick. Remember that you tried that angle, didn't work. Pushing down that. I'm just telling you for free. Yeah, like getting him to talk about magical stuff. He like that wall's closed off to you now. So now it's about making him feel comfortable.
So, was there something else? There was something blocking the line. Is that what happened, sir? Because that's what you're out there doing, right?
Look, who hasn't made intelligence rolls? Nick, Cam. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. This is definitely frustrating. I'm sure with the dice rolling, but yeah. Sadly.
Success on intelligence.
Success.
Extreme intelligence.
Okay, there we are. Okay.
Give me some answers.
All right, I'm going to give it to the
I'm
doctor
out of medicine,
because this
goddammit.
makes the most sense. What country do you live in?
London. England is the city.
England. What do you do when you have a stressful moment?
Cup of tea.
Which he's holding. What do you need with a cup of tea?
Biscuits.
Jaffa cakes.
He doesn't have any biscuits, mate.
Oh, for fuck's
Where are we gonna
sake.
get scones at 1 in the morning?
would.
If
I know
anyone
it's-
asks Nafisa,
Hang on.
she
I'm going
definitely
to
has
let the
some.
doctor, because the doctor's
Sorry,
the
go.
one I'm going to give it to. So, Cam,
I'll look over at the sergeant and
keep
I'll
on.
be like,
Sure.
can we get some biscuits to go with this gentleman's cup of tea?
Oh, yeah. I think we've got some jammy dodgers. And Bruce kind of sits up a little. He's like, oh, all right. With that, he gets it and he starts dunking it, right? And you get the impression that this is an old habit formed over years, and you can physically see him starting to wind down a little bit, and he's just like. And out of curiosity, do you all partake as well?
Absolutely.
Oh, of
I
course.
It's a
figure.
national
Yeah.
pastime.
Of course.
So it's like a Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, like just a little circle eating tea
tea.
biscuits in a badly lit room. Okay, so he says, "You won't laugh at me, right?
No, of course not.
Promise?
Maybe a little.
We all promise.
Honest?
Cross our hearts.
Okay. Look, I worked on the underground since I was a boy. Walking the tracks, looking for damage, any other safety concerns. My usual lines are Piccadilly, but they were short-handed on the Central tonight, so I volunteered to do an extra shift to help out. You hear all sorts of stories in this game, you know. Ghosts and other odd things creeping about in the tunnels, but I'm not a credulous man, so I never believed anything that was haunting the old British Museum station. Especially not that Amun Ra character. Anyway, I was singing to myself, you know, as I wandered into what's left of the station just to cheer myself up, you know. And, you know that song, whenever I feel afraid, I start going, you know. Anyway, because I was feeling a bit isolated down there. Never had that happen before. I spotted this pile of cement bags that hadn't been stacked properly at the far end of the eastbound platform, so I kept on singing, started to rearrange them, so there was no danger of them falling on the track, you know. And then I heard it, this creaking noise coming from somewhere further up the tunnel. It was this weird, I don't know, like a groaning, like a wailing noise, but sort of set, like, you know, because I was on the, I'm afraid, like I was singing like a, and it was like, and I don't know, it sounded like I was singing, that's all I can tell you. Anyway, I turned, and there was a face, this horrible face looming at me out of the darkness, but more like, I must think I'm mad, more like a kid's painting of a face than a real one, if that makes sense. I stumbled back, lost me footing, landed on me backside. Just as well the power was off, I'd probably have thrown myself. I don't remember much after that. But, you know, I must have passed out or something. And then picked myself up and run back here. All I wanted to do was be out of that tunnel and to hear people laughing.
You heard people laughing.
No, I wanted to hear it. I don't know. I did, but I wanted to hear people laugh. Proper weird it was, because I'm fine being by myself. You kind of have to be, right? With doing the job I do. I don't mind being on my own. Anyway, the sergeant came, he talked to me, I talked to you, there you are, right?
But you don't want to hear people laughing anymore. The urge is gone.
Well, I don't mind it, but it was all I was thinking about at the time, I suppose.
And you mentioned some of the rumours that go around. That Amun Ra. I haven't heard that one before. I love a good story.
I don't know too much about it. I wasn't paying too much attention, but well, they got a Egyptian wing at the station. They say one of the mummies walks about.
Hearing the name Amun Ra, would that, for Eli, would that make him start thinking of any possible mythos around him?
Yeah, give me a history roll.
Hey, extreme.
Extreme? Okay. So, page 8. Okay. In that case. Okay. So what I can tell you, excuse me, is, let's see here. Yeah, okay, I'll read you out this bit. In a glass cabinet in room 62 of the British Museum stands exhibit EA22542. You wouldn't know it from the label, but this is the fabled unlucky mummy of Amun-Ra, which isn't even a mummy at all. It's a painted wooden mummy board that would have lain on top of the mummy inside one or more outer coffins, dating from circa 950 to 900 BCE. Tales of death, disaster, bankruptcy, hauntings, and madness followed the mummy wherever she went, aided and abetted by such luminaries as Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Montague Summers, and Margaret Murray, not to mention Madame Helena Blavatsky and ghost hunter Robert Thurston Hopkins. Her alleged original owner, Thomas Douglas Murray, was said to have lost an arm in a shooting accident shortly after purchasing her in either the 1860s or 1880s. He died in poverty in 1912 despite having palmed the mummy off on the British Museum via a friend in 1890. She is even alleged to have caused the sinking of 3 ships, the Titanic, the Empress of Ireland, and the Lusitania. Such was the furor around the mummy and his purported shenanigans that in 1934, the British Museum's keeper of Egyptian and Assyrian artifacts, E.A. Wallace Budge, issued an official statement flatly denying that the mummy was the source of any hauntings or misfortunes in the museum or elsewhere. Not that that put paid to the rumors, of course. Jesus, what a sentence. Not that put paid to the rumors, of course. But there you are.
Would there be any colours associated with the painting?
Sorry, darling.
Painted,
Right
the
to the mic.
painted board.
One more time.
Would there be any colours associated, like specific colours that were in the
Ooh.
painted board?
White, predominantly. Yeah.
White?
White.
Right. Sir, the
Huh?
painted face that you saw.
Uh,
What kind of colouring? The horrible face, the kid's painting that you thought you saw. What
I
kind of
can draw it
colouring are we
for you.
talking? Oh, I'd love that.
okay.
Eli just kind of hands over his pen and notepad. Just here.
All right. Here you are. It's there.
And that was the right
Yeah.
colours and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, you're very good. You dabble.
There's a lot of.
Looks a bit
little
shit if
things.
you ask me.
No one asked you.
I assume you said that
Beautiful
inside your own
tea.
head. Okay. So anyway, with that said, that's pretty much what he has to offer in terms of information. Kumar probably steps in at this point and just goes, "All right, Bruce. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get you a patrol car. We're going to take you home, unless there's any other burning questions these people have."
Just where the stack that you were talking about, is it far from here? The stack of concrete that you were fixing up, the bags?
Oh, no, you can't miss it if you go on the central line. Kumar interrupts and goes, "We'll be going together now that we know the situation."
No worries. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. And with that, depending on what you want to do, either you can go with Kumar and see Bruce off, or you can wait for Kumar to return. Either way, Kumar returns and says, "All right. So, give me the skinny. Are we dealing with something that I can do, or something I can deal with, or is this your pay grade?"
I mean, I think it sounds like our pay grade. What do the rest of you reckon?
Ah,
It's folly business.
it
Mm,
100%
alright.
is.
I'll take
Falcon.
over for you, sir.
No, it doesn't matter to me. I've got to supervise anyway. That's just how it goes. But regardless, it's good. It's good that we're on the track and with about 3 hours to spare. So we need to deal with this, and we need to deal with it relatively quickly. So let's get some ground rules going. You're going to be dressed in a certain amount of safety equipment. First, no splitting the party and wandering off on your own once we get down into the station's area. I'm legally required to be with you at all times while you're down there, and I don't fancy explaining to your boss that you got lost somewhere under Bloomspring. Second, walk on the ballast, not the slippers. They can be slippery and we don't want any accidents. You slip, you put your hand out to break your fall, you invariably touch one of the electrified rails as you land. If the power's on, that's it, you're done. The power is currently off. We will reconfirm that once we get down there. But it's always a good idea to treat the third and fourth rails as live. Third, absolutely no running. You trip, you fall, you probably break something. At best, you'll end up with a nasty's brain somewhere. British Museum Station is not easy for anyone to get at, including the emergency services. Not to mention we're on the clock, so we want to avoid delays. Fourth, did I tell you how excited I am to get down there? Virtually no one gets to properly explore that station, and I've been waiting for an excuse for years. Now!
There were rules.
Uh,
Did everyone else hear the rules?
Yes.
I heard numbers.
Eli?
I got told
Did you
not
hear
to be excited about going to
Your
Museum of
high
History.
vis! Dun, 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 dun.
high vis? We're wearing high vis. Great. But
Yes,
Eli,
we
you're
are.
following the rules,
And
yes?
then we do a
For now.
Batman and Robin sequence where everyone suits up.
I didn't
Butt
bring high
cheeks.
vis. I wasn't told. If
I
you
don't have
hadn't
anything high
told me, I
vis.
would have had a vest.
This is the brightest thing I earned. That's all you're getting out of
Nah,
me.
that's all good. And with that, friends,
I can
we are
change
going
colour.
to take a break. So
Oh,
we
thank
will
God.
see
I
you
might be able
guys
to
in
fix this.
Yes.
Because
So with
it's
that, we
so
will
much
see
fun.
you in a couple of minutes, everybody. Bye.
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 Well, Bob's your uncle and all that stuff. Welcome to Sanford. No, a different accent entirely there. Hello, everybody. No, I wasn't trying to out you, bro. I was just saying. I think it was important for people to know that the technical difficulties were not my fault for once.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So you
Because
just felt
normally
it
it's my fault.
necessary to.
Yes.
It's not normally your fault. Oh, well, maybe it is on live stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. For recording, it's other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because normally it's Dan's fault. But like that's...
Oh, okay. You're okay. We're just throwing everyone under the bus. Everyone gets a turn.
Everyone's going under the bus. You
Everyone
yeah.
gets a turn. The double-decker bus, as it were. Okay. Anyway, you go down. Welcome back, everybody.
Bloody
Hey,
hell.
everybody. Jack Squarepeg.
No, there is no Rip Roe on the radio because Roe is still
Rip
on
Roe
the
on the
radio.
radio. Roe oh dude, that needs to be like a little Roe on the radio. And welcome back.
I mean, you know how I feel about making up random songs, so we can totally do that.
We can definitely do that. Okay, so Kumar begins to take you down to the underground. So let's do that. And let's have a look here. So, first of all, long story short, it is relatively dark and relatively lonely down here. You can imagine that you need to be a certain type of person to continue having a career looking down in these dark tunnels night after night. Can I get a sense vestigia roll as you guys pull up to the British Museum, please?
No.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
cannot
would
have
like
one,
to-
or no, you did not pass.
Bit of A, bit of B.
No,
I mean,
didn't.
he did say please.
Seven.
So.
I would like to burn 5 luck and turn mine into an extreme success.
Okay, fantastic. No problem. Okay. Oh. And there is also a
succeeded.
map that I'm
Sorry.
going to put onto OBS for you. Stand by. That does not look great. There we go. And here we are. All right. So there's that. So, for those who passed, you can definitely this would be what's actually called the IVA, an initial vestigium assessment, as you guys make your way in to the British Museum station that is technically not in use at this stage. Okay. For those who passed, the smell of oil and sweat is what you smell in here. You sense boredom. You sense borderline claustrophobia. And you hear the rattle and clank of train carriages. That is what you pick up at first.
Interesting.
Did anyone else pass, or was it just the one person?
Nah, possible.
Second pass? Okay. So I'm going to say Nafisa, because we'll give this to you because it makes sense because you're magically inclined. The other is a more fainter scent. You can smell the frankincense and cedar oil towards the west end of the station.
Oh, I've got that scent again over at the west, and I'm gonna head that way.
I've picked it up too. Just kind of, we'll just kind of check around.
There is, before you go, there is one more thing you could do if you wanted to. One of you probably has the wear light spell, correct?
Yes, I do.
if you would like to, you can certainly cast that now, because technically speaking, that is the protocol. I'll read this out verbatim. Investigators working for or with the Folly are trained to carry out what is known as an initial vestigium assessment as one of their first duties upon arriving at a crime scene. Not that it's been confirmed that any offence besides possible criminal trespass has taken place here yet. An IVA can help identify if an incident is Falcon related, i.e. that either magic or a member of the Demimonde is involved. Demimonde means transformed irrevocably by magic. Okay? So if you would like to, you can make a magic roll to
Yes.
to make that happen.
I would definitely do everything that was from procedure because while Roe does not know the procedure, Nafisa would know it back to front.
Back to front. Yeah.
All right, so magic roll. I passed.
You passed? Okay. So you start producing a milky white light. Now, you can't go too far from each other while this is happening, but as Nafisa is concentrating, is there anything else you guys would like to do as you guys enter in to the British Museum station area? Which, by the way, took you about 10 or so minutes walking along the lines to get there.
Given the fact that I rolled an extreme, did Eli pick up on anything extra?
Extra for Vestigia? No, but I'll tell you what. Just because you'd probably be doing background, sort of going through your brain. I'll need a hard success for this, which is like, extreme hard, whatever. Can I get you to make an intelligence check for me just to see what you might remember about mummies and the like?
Sorry, that was just a history?
Intelligence.
Sorry.
We'll go in history. We can go history. That's fine.
I'm going to burn 2 points and turn that into an extreme as well.
Okay, easy enough. All right. So the mask that you have a picture of reminds you of Sobek. He is perhaps the best known of ancient Egypt's crocodile gods. He represented both the forces of chaos and creation and had many guises. Okay. I would also say, because you passed, what you would probably want to work out, and why Nafisa is doing their wear-light spell at the moment, is because a mummy kind of, like, obviously it has its roots in pop culture, but you're not necessarily sure what you're dealing with right now. Is it corporeal, for instance, which is what a wear-light spell is designed to do. It's designed to attract incorporeal creatures to it. So with that said, with the mask like that, you get the impression that whatever it is that Bruce saw, the creature clearly has a background. Everyone in Egyptian believed in the gods, right? But this was part of their makeup, almost like that they were wearing something that was connected to the gods, as opposed to jewelry for blessings. They were an instrument of the gods, perhaps, or something like that. Priestess, perhaps. Okay.
Yeah, Eli's going to keep that information close to his chest at this stage. He's not going to share it right now.
Easy. Anything else, or shall we cut to the wear-light?
Are there any rocks on the ground?
Rocks? Oh,
Like
are you looking
just loose
for...
debris? Just something that
yeah, there
Jules
would
wants
be.
to throw.
Okay, sure.
Jules
All
is
right.
going to grab something and throw it down the platform because that's her test. Just if it's safe.
If it's safe, you throw a thing. Okay.
Primitive, but effective, I guess.
It ain't broke, don't fix it.
Improvement.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, should I throw your fancy book down there?
Don't touch my books.
Okay, so you
Lovely.
throw the rock down. Yeah, look, I'll say I'll say as you do so, you hear, "All right, well, I was gonna have a chat with you, but I guess I'll leave."
Oh, sorry.
And appearing out of the out of nowhere, essentially, you see this woman with a very large hat. And she says, "Oh, that's all right, love. I was just having a laugh. We're doing all right."
Very large hat. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your hat. Looks
Oh,
great.
thank you, darling. My name's Arlene. What are your names? And what are you doing down there? And Kumar, in the meanwhile, is going, "Oh my lord!" Like, this is the first time seeing anything like this. Actually, no.
Kumar, first
I
time.
don't think they can see spirits. I seem to remember that reading in the books. They don't see anything, do they? Right. So I'm going to go with that actually, because I seem to remember that from reading the book. So he just goes, "Who are you What's happening?"
Don't worry your little head about it. It's fine. Jones, most people call me. Nice to meet you, love.
Hello, Jonesy. Nice to meet you too. And we've got another handsome copper, I see. No?
That what it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's Ovans or Morgan. They're shy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's your beautiful personas. Just
No.
take them a minute to gather themselves.
You rendered me speechless.
Fantastic. Okay. And yeah, I assume you all sort of introduce yourselves, and she's like, "Oh, love, I'll be honest with you. I kind of saw you guys coming, but I wasn't sure. And then you produced that beautiful light, and I was like, oh, I've got to have a look at that. Very, very nice. Welcome to my neck of the woods." And as she sort of indicates, Kumar happens to have his light out, and you can see this beautiful mural of a family playing, rosy cheeks and big toothy smiles. It's propaganda. It's from the war effort, and this is where the shelters were and all of that stuff. And she says, well, I'm a little curious about what you're all doing down here.
Oh, well, Eileen, darling, we've heard that there's some weird happenings at the moment around here. Don't know if you've seen anyone
I don't.
unusual.
Well, I might have, but, it's been such a long time since I've talked to a handsome copper, so, I don't know if I have the right answer.
Oh, Morgan, do you want to tell this wonderful Eileen about how much you love their hat?
Tell her the
Go
hat's
on.
nice.
What's not to love about it? Look at the size of it.
She is there on the stream if people want to see.
I'm fucking crying.
Well, you, darling, can ask me whatever questions you want. I'm afraid you can't handcuff me, because I'm dead. But if I could.
Ask her
Glad
if
you're
she's
self-aware.
is she from World War One or World War Two? Ask her.
Well, there you go.
It must be two based on that jacket. It's a nice jacket.
It feels a little rude asking a dead woman which war she's from.
But it's a nice jacket. I want one.
It's not a dead woman. It's just another woman.
Morgan, just ask her if she's seen the mummy.
My darling.
The mummy?
Hold on.
Have
Morgan,
you seen the mummy around here?
Oh, is that what yeah. Now you
That's what
mention
we're
it.
classifying as odd.
Yeah. I never thought about that. It's been that's the one that movie came out not that long ago. There was Bella Karloff. That scared the pants out of me, that one. That was a good one. No, I never thought about it. You're right, she does kind of, I just call her old love. That's, yeah.
You call the mummy old love?
well, she can't speak much. And even if she could, she's not exactly speaking the Queen's English, love, if you understand what I'm saying.
I'd imagine that's true. Yeah.
Right.
She's muffled, love. She's got a mask on and she's not from around here.
So when did she show up?
As far as I know, she was here before I kicked it.
Right. And she causing any, I don't know, kerfuffles?
Sorry, love, I can't quite hear you.
Yeah,
Not
kerfuffle,
surprising.
Grief, strife, rolling the radio.
Kerfuffles. Is she causing any kerfuffles? It is good to
Falafels?
say kerfuffles as
Any
many times as
trouble?
possible. Would you like me to say
Kerfuffle.
kerfuffles one more time?
Kerfuffle.
Anyone else?
Kerfuffles.
Jules,
Sorry,
you want
what?
to say
A what?
kerfuffles?
It's certainly a fun word.
Well, I've been here since July 15th, 1935. So, what year is it? 2016.
It's 2016.
2016.
Good work. Good memory. I wasn't being sarcastic, actually. I meant it.
That was a face that was more so baffled at the fact that I remembered that.
Yeah. Right. So she goes, well, I mean, as far as I know, she was kind of always around. Give me a read person, anyone who has it.
Yeah, I'm game.
Success.
Success?
Woohoo! I got an extreme success.
I got a
Oh yeah,
success as well.
extreme success.
Fantastic. Okay. She seems like... I wouldn't call it holding back so much as something about the way that she's talking about her death and the mummy who she calls old love. They're connected in some way, but she's having trouble remembering or connecting the dots. You're not entirely sure. So you can ask about that in your own time. But she answers your question. She says, no, I mean, she's, you know, for one thing, she doesn't look all that scary. Oh, you hear about the bloke? The bloke, he was down this way and he went, oh, that's the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Oh, is he all right?
Oh, he's going to need a few teas to...
Hit
Oh,
your
of
company,
course.
or
Just a little
Oh,
shaken
You'll
up.
make it. You'll make it.
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, most of the time she doesn't look all that scary to me. She looks more like a child's drawing, doesn't she?
A bit like this drawing. And just flicks back.
Oh, yeah, that's her. Bang on.
Right.
Arlene, did you work at the museum?
Oh,
For
no,
the war?
no. My uncle did.
Your uncle. Did you spend time with your uncle lots at the museum?
Yeah, here
Big
and there.
playground. Big playground.
Yeah, well, no, he was very proud of his collection. Yeah.
Oh, what would he like to collect? I can only collect rocks.
Well, I mean, it wasn't his per se. He was the, curator. But no, he did the Egyptian wing, all that stuff, yeah. Now you mention it, yeah, that's a funny coincidence, isn't it?
Also, museums are big playgrounds.
No, yeah. That are, well,
No.
it's a long story, love, it's boring. It's, they said there were secret tunnels, that's part of the reason why I'm dead. But there you are.
Oh, under the museum? Secret tunnels under the museum?
Yeah. And they did films about it and all sorts. I can tell you if you're really bored.
Oh, I love a good secret
Oh, why
tunnel.
not?
Alright. Well, me and my friend Madge, we gone to the pictures, see this new film, Bulldog Jack. You ever heard of it? Nah, it's ever so funny. Anyway, this group of thieves are using a secret tunnel from the British Museum to steal stuff. The tunnel came out and what they were calling Bloomsbury Station, but we all knew it was the British Museum, seeing as they were both closed and everything. Anyway, at one point, the hero Jack sneaks onto the tracks to get to this Bloomsbury Station to find the villain's lair. And my friend Madge, when she was going home after the film, she said, there was no secret tunnel at the British Museum. It's all made up. I said that there was, because my Uncle Ralph worked at the museum as a caretaker, you know. And he said there was all sorts of tunnels and whatnot under the building, and no one knew where most of them went. We were standing on Albany Station at the time, so I told her straight. I said, Marjorie Elizabeth Morris, I'm going to wait until the last train's gone. Then I'm going to take a leaf out of Bulldog Jack's book and then go down there and find that tunnel. She said I was daft because it was far too dangerous and she was having none of it. She called the train home and left me. I did anyway, just to show her. That'll teach me, eh? And, cut a long story short, I always carried a torch. So getting back down to the station wasn't a problem. You can actually see there's like a torch on her.
Yeah.
But then I tripped, I sprained my ankle in the tunnel back there, the one where they used to turn the trains round. It hurt like blazes, I can tell you. Next thing I know, there's this loud creaking noise. Something comes striding out of the darkness towards me. That was it. I was so shocked I put my hand out right into the third rail. No, I got barbecued, love.
Ah,
Poof,
not
gone.
even a train.
Last thing I remember is that really strange face.
This face. Try
Give
the
me a
drawing
social roll.
again. Hard success.
Ah. Oh. It's not her fault. I would have been upset about it a while ago, but no, yeah, I suppose it was. I
Did she
suppose it
just
was.
startle you?
She did. Oh, well, good. That's 2 for 2. she just... it's not her fault. Really, it's not. I just think she's a lonely girl. You know? I mean, I would be. Especially if, I mean, she can't go home exactly, can she? Not even back to her temporary home. What with
Not
all the
even a
tunnels
temporary?
closed.
Oh, the blockage.
Yeah, I died in 1935, love.
Yeah, but you can't get through back to where you were. You can't
Yeah,
even
she
visit
couldn't.
anyone.
No.
Mm.
She really liked it. I know, because I was there. She liked it when the families were about. She loved that. Oh, she loved the kids. Oh, she loved looking at the kids. She had these little crevices, see. I think she must have done something in life with kids, you know. Just adored them, she did. Music, too. I always loved a bit of a tune, which is probably why the old mate got that fright. I'm glad he didn't get barbecued like me.
So you're saying,
Right.
if I wanted to go from here to the museum, it ain't happening. It's all blocked. all locked.
I'm very sorry. Jules, was it?
Yeah.
I feel like I need that question from a more handsome mouth. What was that?
Is there no way to the museum from here? I mean, are all of them blocked?
Well, I can't say for certain. There were lots and lots. At least Uncle Ralph seemed to think so. And besides, I mean, if there wasn't some about, I guess, or at least crannies, then Old Love probably would have been seen a lot more often, right?
Do you happen to know any of the entrance locations so we can have a look around?
I knew where they were. I can kind of, you know, are you looking for her? You're not going to hurt her, are you?
No, we just want to have a
Not-
chat.
That's certainly not our intention, no.
Yeah.
We're nice
What?
to chat to, especially that one.
Yeah. She says, look, whatever you do, if it's worth anything, she'll be a bit of a rabbit. Be ready for that, I suppose. And you can't really understand her. So
Because of the language barrier, or because
well,
of the
that
mask?
and the mask. So
Right.
this is a typical conversation. Hello, I mean, I only saw that maybe once every year or so. She's very shy, but you know, hello, old love. Yep, fair enough. I never knew.
Right.
But now I can lead you in the right direction at least, sir. Yeah. Last I saw her, she was
appreciate it.
that a ways, pointing down west.
Well, that's where I said I smelt the frankincense. So, shall we
What's
head that
that?
way? Ever so grateful for your help, Eileen.
All right. Oh,
It-
you're leaving?
Oh, I mean, you're welcome to tag along if you want. I suppose you don't really have anywhere. Pressing?
Well, I can follow a little bit, but actually, if you see it around, I can't seem to go too much further down here, than my body, and I don't know where it is. And you know, I was raised in the proper King's Church, so if there's any way I could be with my family.
I will make sure that I will get that sorted for you.
If you find it, you know, if it's not too much trouble. But anyway, point is, you go far enough, I'll eventually. But I'll be with you in spirit.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Hasn't it been a pleasure, Morgan?
Has it?
I enjoyed your company.
No.
No.
Disappeared.
Well, that was fun. All right, so over there, I can to the west. I'm going to follow this scent, please.
Yep.
Those cement bags, how heavy would they be?
Easy enough that Bruce can move them, so, you know, maybe with a second person, etc., etc. Could I get, while this is happening, a history or a science archaeology roll if anyone has it? And I will also accept a magic roll and an occult roll if anyone has those. We're just
I'm gonna roll for history.
yep.
I have none of those.
Yeah,
I got an
please.
extreme success for magic.
Magic. Okay.
I also got an extreme success for magic. That's my first successful roll.
There we go.
Yay!
Congratulations. So you guys are moving the concrete bags and sort of well, Jules is moving the concrete bags.
Well, she wants to sort of take some of the powder out.
Oh,
That's more her intention.
okay, that's easy
So
enough.
does anyone have like a cup, a thermos?
It would make sense for Kumar to maybe have one on his belt. Sure.
Yeah. I just
Yeah, why
want to
not?
take some of the powder with us.
Okay, easy enough.
in the bag of the
Kumar,
toothpaste.
by the way, has basically just been watching you have a one-way conversation for about 10 minutes, and but his notes are very disjointed. He's like, what? And like he's trying to put it together, but it's very very
What,
very
you
game
don't
of
listen?
telephone. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so for those who passed, Nick, did you make a history check? Just checking.
Yep, and I got a critical fail.
Well, okay.
Ooh.
All right then. And for magic, yeah, okay. Says reveals the information about the missing mummy. Okay. In that case, I'm going to give you something different because I feel like I've already given you this information here. What this is more to do with intuition than magic. But you get the impression that the way the mask is drawn and what Eileen said about her loving kids is significant in terms of who she was in life. So if you essentially have this sort of idea of who she was and how you might get her not to just bolt. You know that you know a couple of things, and you could certainly put together a plan before you start opening up passageways. But that is
So-
up to you.
So that's why Jules wants to take the concrete powder, because she doesn't know. Jules reckons she likes to draw, but she doesn't think she could hold anything. But maybe if we tip the powder out, she can at least. That's Jules's plan. Big brain.
Concrete powder and what, sorry?
So Jules's plan is to sort of tip the concrete powder out. She knows no hieroglyphics, but she's like, "Hey, the smart rich guy, let's let the smart rich guy do his thing."
Mhm.
Can they communicate in the powder?
Interesting. Or the... Okay, so communication is the name of the game. Don't forget
Yeah,
you have a
communication.
pen and paper as well.
But Jules doesn't know if she can hold things because she's a
True,
spirit.
true.
So
I
that's
will
why
say
she's like-
this, as you approach, I don't think you need to make a roll to see the boot prints of Bruce as well.
Yeah.
So you can see, basically, it's verified in what's happened.
I'm going
Yep.
to, as we walk over that way,
Mm-hmm.
Nafisa is going to start humming as she goes along.
Oh, okay.
So as I'm heading west,
Interesting. Okay. I will let you choose a skill of your choice. What would you like?
I want to go with social because I'm trying
Social?
to draw
Okay,
her
go ahead.
out, or like make her comfortable enough to come and have a chat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I had a extreme success or a hard success.
A hard success? Okay, then. All right. Give me a second. Let's go. Sure. Okay. So you are doing that. Can I get observation rolls from everybody else? Unless there's other things you want to do before you start. Actually, no. Start with observation, and then we'll go down the line.
I'm gonna burn 10 luck to
Nice.
make that a success.
Okay.
So how do we burn luck to change something to its success?
So you have a certain amount of luck. So if it's 60 and you needed 10 points to pass. So let me give a better example. So if you got a 60 over the skill of 50, then you would go to your luck points. And let's say your luck is 50, right? So to then get a success, you would need to go from a 60 to a 50, which means you spend 10 luck, which means your luck of 50 becomes 40.
Okay.
So you draw from it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take 9 luck points to change that to a success.
Easy.
Is there a way to replenish luck?
Not in this adventure, but yes.
I'm going to burn 8 luck for Eli to get a success as well.
All right, easy enough. Okay, so with that, you follow the footprints, and Nafisa, I think you would instinctually follow the vestigium smell also. And you see a solid brick wall, protected by a sturdy buffer stop, made from repurposed rails, sealing the siding's end. This far into the tunnel, those who can sense Vestigia do not need to make a roll. It's quite intense. And you can see a sort of divot in the wall, for lack of a better word. Just this faint outline. What would you like to do?
What's
Check the divot, I guess.
what's the divot in the wall?
So it's like... trying to think. It's like a doorway but it's literally like a very faint line where you kind of pointing the flashlights towards it. You can see like there's a line in the wall. So this.
Screw it.
I'm. Oh no, you go, Nick.
I'm going to do some dumb shit, so if you have a plan.
Can I do a I'm gonna keep humming, but can I do a magic roll on the line in the wall, the divot in
what
the wall,
end?
to try and work out if it's a
Oh, no roll required. It's one of the... It's either a passageway or a nook. You're not sure. But this is where the smell is coming from, and this is where the footprints change from boots to rope sandals.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna head down that way and keep singing, I guess.
You are looking right at it. You're about 10 feet away. So if you want to
Can I
head
go
towards it,
into
you
it?
can. Yeah, of course you
Yeah.
can. I just wanted to
Yeah.
know what the next step was.
But I'm gonna keep singing
Okay. you
calmly.
do. Yep.
And
You
move
guys just kind
towards
of take out his
Kumar,
pen.
Kumar goes, what's happening?
Well, you see, Kumar, there's a fancy, funny door.
Do we think the suspect is there?
Possibly.
Alright. So in that case, we need to be careful. I'm not sure what Nafisa's doing. I don't want to question it. Let her do what she's doing. But remember, we have protocol. We need to treat this person like we would anybody else, which means that we need to do the right thing, and we need to knock if we think she's there. She, right? We have agreed on that?
Yeah.
Hearing
Alright.
Kumar just say knock, Eli's just kind of turn and put his hand against the wall and just put a little bit of pressure and just... Does he actually feel any resistance against the wall?
How hard are you pushing? Also, I didn't actually establish that you were there. You'd have to walk over.
There. Walking over, just going to kind of just gently, just enough to kind of like one rap on the wall, but kind of I suppose half-heartedly push it, if that makes sense. Enough to kind of creak the door, if it was a door.
So you're going to ignore protocol, even though you are a member of the Folly?
Isn't he kind of knocking?
No, he's opening the door.
I have knocked.
No, you have not. You're knocking. Okay, all
The
right.
gentlest of knocks.
Just
Okay.
one. Just
Hey,
one.
yeah.
Okay, so you are knocking. We have established.
Knock-
that.
Knocking
knocking
just hard
spirit.
enough to make a rap
Okay,
and
fine. I
possibly force the
misunderstood.
door open.
I thought you were pushing the door. Okay. In that case,
It's a knock with the intent to push.
I'm knocking with intent.
Between
Yes.
the rules. I get the
It's
I
the
get the
grey
vibe
area.
that's how Eli works.
Okay.
I'm
So
wealthy, the rules
you
don't apply to me.
you rap on the door.
patriarchy.
What did you get for your social, please, Nafisa?
I got an extreme success.
You got an extreme success.
Or a hard success. I don't know if there's levels in this one. Is it just
Hard, extreme. I
hard?
understood what you
It's
meant.
a hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You knock on the door. You are humming. There is no response. Can I get a read person roll from whoever would like to?
Nope.
I'm gonna ask this to the keeper. Would it make sense for Eli to make that read person roll in this situation, being the one knocking?
Yeah. Given that you speak plenty of languages, you might be invaluable, actually.
That was an extreme success for Morgan. Yay.
Extreme for
Woo.
Eli.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how Eileen described, for lack of a better word, old love? How she described her personality, her temperament, what she might do?
Rabbity.
Yes. Which you get the impression that she has not already bolted to be a good sign. Because you would be very surprised if she is not in there. you can hear Nafisa the slightest shuffle, but she is not bolted. And she could, but she isn't, because she's intrigued by the singing. So that is the situation as it currently stands.
From picking up on that as well, because I've also got the hard stream. Eli will just pick up the tune that Nafisa's kind of humming as well, and just try and join in a chorus with it.
Okay.
In an attempt to kind of put old love at ease.
I should have done this for you before, Nick, but I believe you have certain languages. One of them is Greek, correct?
Yes.
We're going to swap that, and I should have done it before, to Egyptian. Okay. And this is a note for chaosium. I would recommend switching that in future versions, because no one speaks Egyptian, and that's a little awkward for this adventure. But that's okay. So, with that said, you join in the chorus, Nick, or does that change anything for you? And while you're thinking about... Actually, go ahead.
No. Well,
No,
building on from that.
Yeah, okay. So you've knocked. I want to pass it on just in case anybody else has anything they want to do, right? So Morgan, yes, go ahead.
Jules will put the concrete powder down where it sort of switches from boot prints to rope feet prints, and draw a crocodile. Just a little cartoon crocodile.
Oh, interesting.
And just lie down on the floor and just be like, crocodile.
I understand.
I can just imagine laying on the floor, legs kicking in the air.
Yeah, oh, she so would. She'd just be like, I'm gonna draw a crocodile now.
Okay, I understand.
And it's
Jordan, anything real quick?
Jordan will want to look around to find Arlene's body, if it's around here or not.
Okay, give me an observation test.
Oh, hard success.
Okay. No, you don't see it. However, if there's anyone that might, it's probably the mummy.
Cool.
Because you're a doctor, I'm going to give you this for free, but I'll let Cam connect the dots. The mummy has not been seen in some time. The mummy is clearly a priestess. The mummy is clearly a caring person of some degree. The mummy has not been found in quite some time, and neither has Eileen's body in a place where people walk around all the time. Right?
Gotcha.
So what do you think logically happened to the body after she died?
She probably found a way to move it to put it somewhere safe.
Priestess.
Cool. All right,
Does that make sense?
Yep. I'm going to join in a bit of the singing and head towards the door.
What is the song, out of interest? We don't have to sing it for copyright reasons, but...
Come on, Arlene. Oh, I swear
I was going with more of a lullaby.
I kind of love Come On, Ollie, though.
Come on, sure.
We can make it like a lullaby.
The doc joins in with like a real boppy version, and Nafisa is like, all right, and she's used to her child, so she just switches automatically to whatever's going on with the vibe.
Yeah, I forgot. Nafisa's a badass. She's like, she works as a cop like full time as a single mother, and she's got like a kid at home. No, she's a boss.
I think so I switched. Yeah. I automatically switched into another tune when another tune joins in.
Love it. No notes. Okay, cool. Morgan, anything?
That's a great question, my friend.
No big deal.
No, I don't think there's anything specific Morgan will be doing. If anything, possibly just to soothe I've blanked on his name. The fucking supervisor.
Kumar.
Yeah, just giving him a rundown of the general gist of what everyone's doing, just because I think he's probably a little out of his element right now.
That's correct. He just goes. I'll tell you what. Like you two can basically just be ready to catch the suspect if they run, sort of thing. Okay, yeah. That's fine. Eli, with that said, can I get you to make an Egyptian roll as you attempt to communicate. Now, based on the fact that I just gave it to you, I think your knowledge of Egyptian is pretty rudimentary, but it might make the difference.
Yeah,
So go
if we're
ahead.
replacing Greek, it will be pretty rudimentary.
Italian. Sorry, Greek. I didn't mean Greek. One of those. What's the one with
Those
50?
are definitely the same language.
I've got 80 in English, 6 in Latin, and 30 in Greek and Spanish.
Let's go with Greek, Latin. Let's just go with Greek. It's fine. Oh.
Okay.
No? Okay.
Fuck it, we will. I'm gonna burn 14 points of
Okay.
luck to
Sweet.
turn that into a success.
Okay, so you've knocked on the door. There's no response. Now you're trying to communicate as in, like essentially a police officer would, but you're the one doing the talking, right? So put yourself in that space, Nick, and tell me what you say. And as a reminder, you need to relocate this mummy. She can't be here. So that's part of the task. Right?
Just gonna shout. Very simplistic. Just
Yep.
wait. Listen. We don't mean harm.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's good. Okay. I do not think she would open the door herself. So, do you do so? Or would you indicate to Nafisa to do so? Or someone else? Or what would you do?
I'm just going to actually communicate to her. We want to open the door. Knock twice, if we can.
Alright, give me a social roll.
I have a bonus die because I'm silver-tongued. Haha.
Let's go, baby! You wouldn't know from the way he's been behaving.
Critical success!
Let's go. As in, you got a 1.
I got a 1. Thanks for the bonus die.
Let's go. Okay, well then. Knock, knock.
Nafisa, please, open the door slowly.
So do we do that?
Okay. There she is. You see the creature in front of you. A painted-faced mummy with drawings all over her. She has got rope around her pelvic area and a good chunk of other places. She's wearing those rope sandals. She is wearing a mask over her face. And she has hair that seems to be artificial coming through. Okay.
The history nerd and Eli's gonna take over a little bit and go, your vestige is magnificent.
It would be to you, yeah. This is a walking mummy. Yeah. Which I will say to all of you in the folly is a little like, how does this work?
And
Like, what is going on?
To be clear, is it a mummy as in a solid walking mummy?
Yeah.
Or a mummy as in, no, it's actually a mummy?
Yeah.
This is a by the mummy.
Hi.
I'm awestruck.
Give me a history check, please, Nick. Let's see what you recognize here. I'm going to give you some for free, but...
well, hard.
Okay, then. I'll rattle them off. You see a sistrum, a rattle-like musical instrument associated with ancient Egyptian priestesses painted on her abdomen. This is all there. A lotus flower, a symbol of rebirth, painted on each knee. A wedget eye, a symbol of both protection and regeneration, painted on each shoulder. A tiet, knotted cloth, a symbol of protection similar in shape to an ankh, on each upper arm. 2 jed pillars, one on either side of her spine. The jed pillar was believed to strengthen the spine so Mummy could sit up, a euphemism for coming back to life. A crocodile wearing an Atef crown, symbolizing the god Sobek Ra, on her right thigh facing to the left. A pair of horns containing a sun disk representing the goddess Hathor on her left thigh. Golden petals painted around each nipple to make them look like the center of a flower. And I will also say that something finally clicks in your head. You know this kind of priestess, right? They were basically very respected, glorified childcare workers. They loved...
That must be nice.
They loved what... Yeah, I used to be in that industry, can confirm. They did all the spiritual stuff that you would expect, but they also looked after and cared for children. And so that clicks in your head. I will also tell you for free, Morgan, something about this gives you the impression that at some point they must have done something in the magical sense to essentially have this spirit piloting this body, this mummy, around. Like, that's the conclusion that you draw looking at this thing. It is fascinatingly weird. And she is trembling.
From fear.
Aw.
You would assume.
Aw.
Calm, please. My name is Eli. What is the name you were given? Do you know how to draw? Holds up his pen and paper and offers it.
As that happens, she sees past you and sees the little crocodile that Jules drew, and it goes and like kind of like bounces over a little bit and it goes.
Jules
And,
will
I do like it.
put out some
she
extra
will she
concrete
can
powder.
draw it, she's definitely able to do so, but she gets this childlike glee, and she puts a finger up like this, Jules.
So Jules will put out some more powder for her next to her crocodile.
She's looking for permission almost.
Yeah. So Jules
All right.
will be like,
She wishes for you to draw, if you would.
draw with me.
Mary Meset is her name.
Mary Massett.
Can I confirm, Jack?
Yep.
The mummy,
Mm-hmm.
has a mask on.
Yes.
Eli,
Yes.
I don't suppose you want to ask her if she'd like the mask maybe off so she could talk a bit more clearly?
Yeah, Jules will draw her like a mouth.
Before anything gets drawn, can I make a roll with the history I know of these priestesses?
Yeah.
If I'm asking them to commit a sacrilegious act.
Please
Yeah, that
do.
would be good. Thanks for checking. Don't know.
Good question.
Oh fuck. Okay. It's worth
The
it.
roll.
I'm gonna burn
fuck.
15 points and turn that into a hard success.
May I piss on your crucifix? Is what you would be asking.
Okay, don't do that then.
Not quite as bad. I'm being glib for the sake of humor, but like, you know,
Okay.
like it's just a bit of wood. Who cares, right? Like, obviously the intention wasn't like that, but it's connected to her faith. It is part of what she is and who she is and what she does.
Can I word this in a way I can turn it around? Mary
You'd ask.
Marseth, if I may. If you were to remove the mask, would it commit a religious taboo?
So don't do
Thank
that.
you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Communicating
asked
seems
of much.
relatively simple at this point. Kumar's like this, by the way. Just
Oh, so Kumar can see this one.
oh yeah, it's a physical body.
Oh yeah, because it's a mummy, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So can Roe ask a question, please, Jack?
Yes, you may.
Roe is quite confused
Okay.
as to what the in. Are we trying?
What
we
the
want
plan
the
is?
mummy not
Kumar
in
was
the
just
train.
about to. What's the question?
We want the mummy not in
Relocation.
the train line. I get that.
It needs to go. Yeah, it can't be here. That is a
Why?
good question because it's dangerous. Because
It's magic outside of
The normies.
containment.
Okay,
it's
so
not.
we're-
It's
The
it's
normies.
it's that and simply this man. If the power lines were on, he'd be dead.
okay, and the folly. Do we have a place that we specifically take magical creatures?
That is a good
to...
question. That is a good question that I will answer in time. You need to kind of. I would say I'll tell you what. I'll answer it now because it might inform what comes next. Because you would have had time to think about it on the walk over. There would be 2 prominent locations that you can think of. One is headquarters.
Mhm.
One is back to the museum, which you're not sure how she feels about that.
Okay.
She is definitely a social creature. You know that. She likes people and she loves children. You already know that. So it's a situation where one way or another you're on the clock and you need to get her moving. Remember as well that you are part of a organization that can always move them elsewhere, but she at the very least needs to be temporarily homed somewhere off the tracks. But the 2 big ones are headquarters or the museum.
Can we assume for now that if we're trying to communicate with her, that Eli is
Yes.
kind of translating?
Oh,
Yes,
and we can just-
absolutely. I was going to say Eli will just
easy.
translate any messages, but he'll,
Yeah, absolutely.
if anything's offensive, he will leave it out.
Yeah, awesome. Love that.
Okay.
So Mary, now I know you came from the museum, and I love the museum because I used to go there when I was a little girl, and we used to always go on excursions from school. That's fine. But anyway, I've taken my daughter there as well, and she loves looking at the mummies. And I was just wondering why.
She just writes child and a symbol for happiness.
Yes, it does make them very happy. So I was wondering why you left with all the children and the joy that you create in the museum. Did something happen?
She, and I apologize, Egyptologist, I'm doing my best. She does a symbol for a person walking. Gives the impression of exploration, of walking, of walkabout. And then she draws a rectangle, like the tunnel that you just saw. And then she goes like this.
So would you were going for a bit of a wander, that's fair. Would you like to go back?
It can take you back.
I know I know Lucy loves looking at the sound of the children during the day must be lovely.
She says she circles child and she circles walk.
I
You want
think
to walk?
she's lost her child.
Oh, you lost someone.
Shakes her head. Her priorities seem to be that she wants her freedom, but
Oh.
it does make her happy to entertain the children.
Oh, so
She
well,
was you get the impression for the sake of brevity, she gives you this story and you infer that she was put into storage at one point, so no longer on display, which was part of the reason she started walking.
right.
One of
So
more
does
often.
anyone can I roll a history and see if that the Egyptian display is on display at the moment?
It
or if
is
it's-
definitely on display. She herself was put in storage.
Right.
Jules will draw her wood board
Hmm?
and a little box and say like storage. Yeah.
What's your pool like at the museum nowadays, Eli?
You do have a contact, Eli. You know someone named Dr. Willa Sams, and she would be perfect. Now that you think about it, she's a far better Egypt person all round than you are, and she can speak the language almost better than English, and she would be ecstatic to talk to someone who lived in that period, like to have that knowledge and then put it into context for museum people, because it's coming directly from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Corpse's mouth.
At this point, can Eli kind of step away and make a call, possibly?
Currently, you are underground, but yes, when you leave the underground, yeah.
So what would shall we Eli, what do you think? Should we ask if she wants to come back to HQ with us, and then we can work out with your contact, or should we just go straight to the museum if she's okay with that, and we'll meet?
At the very least, we owe it to Mary to give her the freedom, if not the access to entertain and enlighten children. I do have a friend who might be able to help, but yes, absolutely. Let's bring her back to the HQ.
I'm going to offer a coat.
Okay.
Because I'm a mum. I've got
Sure.
everything in my bag. It's clearly listed in my sheet that I have a ridiculous number of things in my bag. I'm ready for every possible outcome. So I have a random large jacket in my bag that I am going to get out of my bag. It's got a hood and everything.
Yeah, like a poncho.
Will
or
you
something.
allow that?
Yeah, well, a poncho makes more sense because it's like lightweight.
Poncho, sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to get something out of this. Oh. So, would you like to come with us on an adventure?
She draws a big hat.
Eileen. She wants
Eileen,
Eileen.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you know where her remains are? I would like to gather them to put her to rest.
Yeah, love.
If you let her, she will start walking.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll follow her.
Yeah. A couple of minutes. You go to the long abandoned ticket booth of the British Museum station, and there she lies. Eli, as the resident Egyptologist, this absolutely tracks with what a priestess would try to do. They have buried her in a tomb of sorts, you see? So you see her skeleton with her big hat, and yeah, there she is.
Honoring the rites, Eli will just kind of kneel down and go, if I may, we'll like to bring her with us.
Oh, sorry, that reminds us, there's one more thing. Her dress has been tied in the same way as her rope things. So it's like this, right? In a similar fashion. But she will nod.
And just gently, Morgan, can you please help?
Of course.
Eileen would love this.
Whether or not that will put the spirit to rest, you're not sure. You get the impression that in addition to her freedom, she'd probably like to be able to visit, or at least have someone visit her. Because, Eileen did seem a bit lonely, which you'd imagine, yeah. But yeah, long story short, once you get your stuff together, you head for the entrance to the station, to Holborn Station. No, not British. It wasn't British Museum. It wasn't Holborn. Was it Holborn Station?
Holborn's where we came in, yeah.
Yeah, Holborn's where you came in. Disregard. And you, as you're coming up the top end, Kumar goes, right, so we have a code. That's a good start, but and he's like making a call on his thing, and he's like, I'm getting a patrol car around. unfortunately, it's 4-ish in the morning, which means people are going to start making their day. So we need to. It's not going to be long, but we need to keep her from being seen on the street.
Yes.
Jules is gonna make a game of this.
Okay.
That's what she's good at, games and trickery.
Let's go.
So she'll almost do like hide and seek with the cop car, like when the car gets there. So she'll sort of hide behind the door and then go down the window, and then pop up and see her, and then like dive into the car. So she's out of sight, and then pop up again.
Okay, with the
That's
addendum
beautiful.
that Kumar would probably be like, okay, can you convince her? And then all of a sudden, like, there's one person riding by in a bicycle, and they see this leather jacket
Dive into the
woman. Is it a woman? Jules is
Yeah,
a
it's a
woman.
woman.
Playing hide and seek, or like bouncing up and down this thing. This high vis monster comes like onto the footpath, going like this, because it's literally just covered in high vis shit that she can't be seen. So, so it looks like one of those like bad 50s B horror movie things, but it's high vis just coming through into the car. Oh gosh. Yes, Ray.
Nafisa is going to come after, and the person who's riding by on the bike,
Yep.
she's going to be like, well, that was a hell of a party. I don't know what I did with my costume.
Queers.
Gonna make that a soundbite.
Have you got any of those rocks left, Jules?
Allow me.
Oh, goodness gracious. I think I broke Ash. Okay. So, Nick, I assume in the meantime you make the phone call, correct?
Yeah, and the trip over, come making
Yeah.
a call to.
Long story short, the response is for like 20 seconds, like you can all hear it no matter where you're at.
Darling,
I think,
collect yourself.
and
Eli, she
and-
sounds very excited right now.
And the mummy, Mary, she jumps a little bit. She's like you have to kind of calm her down. Like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. The car swerves a little bit, and you see eventually, Dr. Willa Sams. Now, would you wait until Willa was off her shift, and invite her to come to you, or would you? Yeah, I'm just waiting.
I think we'll invite her to
She's
the
working at
Folly
the museum.
headquarters.
Is my point.
Yeah.
So if the
We'll
plan
invite her
is
to the Folly headquarters off of hours. I imagine Eli would like to do, depending on what the group feels though.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
What's-
easy to keep at the Folly.
Okay, so you want to keep her at HQ for at least the time being. That is fine. Give me one moment. There is one more handout. Which is adorable. Okay, here it is. Boom. And there it is. Okay, so it's a little bigger than the people, so I'll just make it as big as possible so you can see. There it is. Isn't that nice?
That's beautiful.
So she's
No.
communicating.
That's really cute.
Oh, that
Cute,
is
adorable.
nice.
That's great.
And so, over time, Willa says to you, all right, well, the situation is this with Mary. She'd be happy to hang about, but my understanding is you don't have a lot of children around, do you? Whereas we do.
Yeah.
So, I'm not necessarily suggesting that she stays there all the time, though I have some ideas if she does. If you prefer her here, if you think she can help, then all the same to me. As long as you're happy for me to chat with her, I'll get the information that way. But if she wants to interact with the kids, there's no better place for her.
Look, Willett, darling, I think you're overthinking this a little bit. Consider this a generous donation from the Venturini family for a live Egypt
technically,
exhibit
we'd be
full of
recollecting
actors.
our property if we're being.
Oh, let's not call her that.
Yeah, look, we in the British Museum. That's a whole other conversation.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Thank
Yes.
you. It is a generous donation on behalf of the Venturini family for a Experience Egypt Live exhibit.
Okay. Well, I did have a thought though. She seems very insistent that she interacts. So, I have two ideas. One is we do our best to try and convince someone that we've got like a performer on the payroll that looks very distinctly like a museum mummy, so that she can give a sort of performative lecture for the children to enjoy, or we put her in a dinosaur costume sometimes, which I don't think she'd be opposed to.
Well, may I make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
Well, if I don't think she's still on the phone. Like, you can put your phone away. I think she's in the room with us.
I'm right here. Yeah.
I do sometimes. Well, you know, childcare. It's hard to get sometimes, and I do have a lot of studies. So I was wondering whether Mary would feel okay about being at HQ occasionally. Because speaking
that was
of,
going to be my suggestion, actually, which is that we're on and off situation. Sometimes here, sometimes there.
Yes, because I'm sure she and you can hear from the hallway because it's early in the morning at this point, right?
Yeah, like 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can hear from like the front. There's like an office out front or something, and you can just hear this, "Mommy, mommy." I'm so sorry. I told them, like I said, good help's hard to find.
I would then say that the child comes running over because you realise that the mummy is suspiciously missing. It's like, "Mummy, look what she drew for me. What does it mean?"
What does that mean, Dr. Willer? I'm going to have a child.
It's essentially a story of one of the gods. Like it's a like a fairy tale, but Egyptian style.
Amazing. So I mean, if this is cool, they seem to like each other, and it would really make my study much easier.
I have no issue with that. Honestly, given the context, we're dealing with a living being here, so it's not quite the same argument. We're gonna have to be careful in terms of how we put her up on display if she's then going walkabout. But if we have a chat to the staff, perhaps when you work nights might be best. So day she's on display, and at night when you need her, she can do her walkabout whenever she wants, and be at HQ if you need her. Does that work?
I mean,
Yes.
as long as it works for her, as Mary.
I've discussed it with her.
She's
and
happy.
Yeah. She's very keen.
Luce is like talking off like 3-year-old babble.
Yep.
But like telling the Mary all the
perfect babysitter
way
because
that-
she can't respond. So she's just
And my mummy works too much, and she's at us all the time, and then she never comes home, and it's very annoying. But excessively.
Yeah. And with that, friends, as the camera pulls away from the HQ, that is where we will finish our game for today. So give yourselves a little pat on the back, a little round of applause, whatever you feel like. That is the end. So everybody here thank you very much for watching and all that fun stuff. We had some tech gremlins, but we defeated them. And
Did
and
we?
I'm very, very well. Look, we
Finding a workaround counts.
we limped around them vaguely.
Roe on the
you know,
radio is now a mainstay on
we
the
did the
Jack's
Dark
Squarepeg
Souls
channel.
roll
Yeah.
around them. Okay, so with that said, we are going to get ourselves a raid. If we can, I would like to do a quick round of favorite moments. And this can be anything that you particularly notice. It can be a couple if you've got them. Basically, just one favorite moment is enough for me. And then we'll call it an evening. So would anyone like to start?
I would like to step up and actually put forward Ash/Morgan
Yay!
for going out of the comfort zone and actually awkwardly flirting with,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot her
It
name.
was great.
Eileen.
Eileen,
Eileen.
thank you.
Oddly
Yeah.
enough, that was the most comfortable bit.
Yeah, Ashley.
I
we
can
go.
handle flirting. That wasn't the problem.
Oh, that's
The
all
problem
it
was I was
needed.
caught off guard by it.
Hey, it takes a lot to step out of that comfort zone, and hey, you did really well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Anyone else?
I like to shout out Bunny for the whole idea with the cement dust.
That was
Brilliant.
very clever. I love that. Yeah,
That was my thing.
yeah, absolutely. I think I liked that moment at the end with the daughter. That was very, very funny. She's like, I need free childcare. Dear God, do you know how much a copper earns? Fuck all. Yeah, so that was
I
good.
loved when we all started singing "Come On, Eileen." Yeah, this mummy will love this.
Hey,
You
well,
said that, by the way.
It's got her friend's name in it.
a lullaby version. Yeah. Come on, Eileen. Eileen just got that. That's fantastic. Amazing.
I really enjoyed the personification of the mummy. I enjoyed the kind of like she was sweet and shy and everything that you don't really expect a mummy to be. So I enjoyed that because
I was
at the
glad we
beginning it
didn't
was
have
like,
to fight
oh, there's
her,
a
you
mummy,
know?
it's gonna be scary and da, 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 and then the mummy was so caring and lovely, and I love that.
Yeah, rewatch
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser, The Mummy, and just to have the complete dichotomy of it
Yeah.
being played by Jack is just great.
Well, yeah, I really like this adventure for that reason, because I think it really puts your best foot forward in terms of like that there's definitely in most cases there is a chase, by the way, like she will just bolt, but you guys pooled your resources in a really good way and got some good rolls when it mattered. So she basically was just very scared, but you did nothing to set her off. So in that instance, you basically kind of went through the whole thing and just did a police procedural, just like, all right, love, we need to move off the railroad tracks now. Come on, off we go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, in
Having a
that
wonder's all good
sense,
and well, but now you need to go home.
no, you can't stay here. Yep.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
So in that sense, I think it really kind of sets the tone for you can do things and it's not necessarily going to be this like horrible thing every time. That obviously every situation is different, but it's got I believe it or not, even though I am the horror person, I do have a wholesome bent. I do enjoy like wholesome stories and things like that. I just you know, it's one of those things, like sometimes I lack the opportunity, and I think this adventure does it really, really well. So yeah, well, in that case, unless anyone has any extras they want to throw out there, everyone happy, everyone good,
Yeah,
everyone great.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I really liked the drive-by queers. That was really funny. I'm not sure if it was obvious or not. Like,
I was
I don't
just
know what I was expecting, but it
channeling
wasn't
my
that.
inner. I was just channeling my inner Edgar Wright. It just sounded like a line from one of the Cornetto trilogy, you know.
I was expecting something like weirdos, and so for it to be queers, just like I lost it. I've never heard that in this context, but all right.
Yeah. I
I
was just
did have
thinking of
one-
that really surly hobbit. Yes, go Ray.
I had one of the I really enjoyed at the beginning. I felt like there was some really good setup of characterization that kind of flowed through. So like Jules had the like they're talking about the goblins and stuff, and then throwing rock, like kind of this chaos bent that went through, and then like Nick from the very beginning, Eli's lecturer, like you could tell that he was going to be the one who would like fight the rules or whatever.
Right.
So there were some really cool, and the Doctor kind of stepping in, and so at the beginning in general, I thought the characterization was really good, on point.
Absolutely.
And it flowed, which is always nice.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, guys, will there be more Rivers of London? Look, probably. I really enjoyed running it. Again, I've run it lots and lots of times. If you guys enjoyed it, I will definitely let you guys know as players. The next week is going to be. I don't think I have any one-shots planned, so I guess I'll let people know. I do want to try and use Bunny while we have her, because she goes back to big girl work very soon. So we'll see what we can do to fit her in, and maybe sophistry as well. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. We're going to put a raid onto Kate O'Sullivan now. Because they are awesome and a great mod and a great friend. As always, know that the most important thing you can do while you're alive is to be kind. So please hold on to that kindness just a little bit longer. Use your favorite raid emotes if you have them. If you're planning to stick around, make sure that you go onto their homepage and start again, because that way the view actually counts. Other than that, I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday and New Year. If you are not already part of it, join the Discord. And we are also sponsored by Reckless Creatures. You can use the code YONDER, that's YONDER, for 15% off your order for any heavy metal rock and roll shirts that you might like. They're very, very cool and a great friend of the show. We will be back with more Trouble Over Yonder in the coming months, probably month, because we've got a lot of content to get through, and we will be starting probably at the end of this month with Time to Harvest. So stay tuned for that, and keep your eyes on the Discord, and I'll talk to you all then. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.